Okay, good morning. I had to wait for my computer to do some updates. It was not a happy camper this morning. I forgot to do that last night. So, as everybody starts popping in, just remember to say hello on here. If you're catching this later in the day, like I know many of you are, feel free to leave comments then and throughout whenever you watch this. So it's not just for the people that's getting up with me watching it. Make sure that you leave comments, ask questions, share. It's definitely been wonderful to hear everybody's thoughts and different things that are going on, observations, all that good stuff. And so I have decided that I'm going to start wearing a Santa Claus hat every single morning because we are now on the 13th of December. So I'm going to do 12 days of Santa hat for Christmas as we move closer to Christmas morning, which I will be here for Christmas morning. And I got up and once again didn't really know exactly what I was going to be talking about. I had some feeling like I'm probably going to touch on. There was a question asked yesterday about purpose, and thoughts come up that we'll see if it fits into this one or not today. But there is, and I just noticed I just copy pasted right into the title everything about the computer. So, anyways, so the thought that I had go through my mind while I was kind of waiting on everything and figured out that I needed to have updates was that you just now the power. And and then my computer said I need to do an update. Well, it's kind of fitting, isn't it, that my computer needs to do an update right when I'm going to talk about how we're just becoming aware of the power that we have and what that actually means. And I was listening to man that has made a really strong impact in my life for the last 20 some odd years. And he was talking about competence and incompetence. And in it really is about becoming aware, consciously aware of the power that we have. Because what we think and what we feel is actually what manifests. It always manifests. It never, the universe doesn't fuck up on this. We might change our thoughts constantly, which makes it seem like we're never getting what we want. But that's because there's chaos inside of our being. So the universe is going, what the heck do you want? You said you wanted that. Now you're saying that you want that. Where's your focus at? The universe, God, Creator, always matches exactly what we're thinking and we're feeling. So like yesterday I was talking about, if you want to know what your frequency is, if you want to know what you're thinking, what you're putting out to the world, and you're not really conscious of it, look no further than your own backyard, right? It's kind of like a Wizard of Oz type thing here. Dorothy figured out that she just needed to go to her own backyard to find everything that she ever wanted. And it was right there. And, and I guess the purpose thing is going to come up because somebody else asked, how do you know if what you're doing is in alignment, if it's actually your purpose, or if you should just push through? And it really comes down to anything can be our purpose. Anything can be our purpose. It's what we make our mind up to. It's what is attractive to us. There is no, this is your definite purpose. And there might be a this is your definite purpose, but you're going to know what your definite purpose is by the way you feel about it. So, and our purpose constantly changes. Our desires constantly change. They're evolving, developing. Sometimes we shoot out too far. We want that castle in the sky, and we really just need to start with a cute little cottage. But we figure out exactly where we're at by the feelings that we have about the desires that we have. And we might have a short-term, flash in the pan excitement about something, but then it starts to just drift off and we're no longer wanting it as much, or it turns negative. And the things that do happen that, challenges because we're not quite in alignment to it, we're all growing. We're trying to figure out how do we expand that? How do we get more higher frequency, because everything that we want is typically much higher up at a higher frequency than what we're at. So it's about, it's not going to shift. It's going to be up here, and we're the ones that have to move up to it. It's not going to come down to us, okay? So for that abundance, that happiness, that love, that joy, that well-being, anything that you want, it's at this vibration here. And if you're here, you've got to be the one to figure out how to increase your vibration to it, which is what the alignment is. And it's kind of where we start is, and this is going back to the person that I was listening to over the last, because I do an hour of power every single day myself. After I get done with this, I listen to motivational, books and all this different stuff, and I'm going through an audiobook right now, and he was making this point about unconscious incompetence, and unconscious incompetence, and unconscious competence, and an unconscious competence. Okay, so this is the path, and that's kind of the topic. Because I was meaning to bring this up the other day, and I think I touched on it a little bit, but I didn't. And I was just yesterday during my walk, it was just like rattling around inside me. So what this is it's kind of like, think of a child learning to tie their shoes. Okay, so you have this 3, 4, 5-year-old kid that is like, hey, mommy, daddy, I can tie my shoes. I can tie my shoes, right? And you're like, you know that they can't tie their shoes. But they're like, no, I can tie my shoes. So you sit down with them and you let them show you how they're going to tie their shoes. And they get along and they're trying to tie their shoes and they're working really hard at it. And they, like crumple everything up there, the laces. And they're like, look, there, I tied my shoes. And then they're like, oh, it's not tied. Okay, so at first, they're kind of unconscious about their incompetence about tying shoes. They're insistent that they can tie shoes, but they don't know how to tie shoes, and they don't even realize that they don't know how to tie shoes. They just assume that they can, they can't, haven't learned yet. Then, as soon as they see that they haven't tied their shoe, and then you come along and you're like, look, this is how you tie your shoe. Now they're conscious that they don't know how to tie their shoe, okay? And then you sit there and what you do, you teach them how to tie their shoe, and you're doing like bunny rabbit ear, tie here, do this. And now you sit there and you just start practicing and practicing and practicing and practicing and practicing. So now they are becoming consciously competent in the practice of tying their shoes. But before that, they were unconscious about it, and then they were conscious that they didn't know what the hell they were doing, and now they're consciously competent because now that they've been practicing, but they still got, you got your little 5-year-old in kindergarten, and the shoelace gets undone on the playground. They can stop, and they have to consciously really focus in and make the bunny ear and loop over, but they can get their shoe tight again, but they have to be very conscious about it. And then you fast forward, teenagers, adults, probably age 10, after a certain time frame of learning how to tie your shoes so much, all of a sudden, you and I, we wouldn't have to go, all right, how do I do this? Bunny ear. No, we just tie our shoe. It's an unconscious competence. So it's an act of not even having to think about it anymore, and yet we still end up with the result that we want, our shoes tied. Right? So that's the exact same thing that is all of our challenges, self-included, as to increasing our frequency, creating the life that we want, having the life that we want, and really being conscientious about the thoughts that we're thinking, the feelings that we're having, and realizing that we have to choose our thoughts wisely. We have to, because we truly are the creators of our life. And if we don't choose those thoughts wisely, then we are falling back into that 3, 4-year-old who is just saying, oh no, I can tie my shoes. Oh no, I can have that abundance. No, I can make that. I can have that wellspring of health. I can have that relationship that I want. And then sitting out there going, you notice why aren't you bringing it to me? I've done this right, I've done that right, I've done this right, I've done that right? And you get focused in, and here's the next little part of this, is that we really get focused in on the 1, 2, 3s. We get so focused on the 1, 2, 3s that we forget the most important step. 98% to 99% of the creation of anything that we want is going to happen in our heads. I don't know. Sorry about that. Google decided to pop in and say, hey, you have conscious coffee. It's a little bit late. Anyways, you have to really focus in and make sure that you're focused in on the thoughts more than the actions. And I know that I've gone through this a couple times, and there's a lot of repetition in my conscious morning because it's not that hard. It's not that hard, and I've said it again and again and again. There's been plenty of times that I said, okay, I need $1,000, $1,200 on Monday, and it's Friday, and then I go, and I don't have a clue as to where it's coming from. I'm just like, I don't have a clue. I don't know. It'll be here on Monday. Okay, this is how much I need. I need $1,200 on Monday, and it's just coming. So number one, I've done it enough that there's certainty inside of me. But I also know that sometimes I might shoot too high, so I have like a resistance there. So I tap into what am I feeling? Like instantaneously right now, I'm just like, no, I don't think that there's $1,200 sitting there waiting for you in a couple of days. I just had like almost a negative charge. Maybe there's 800. Actually, 800 feels really, really good to me. Like, okay, $800. Yeah. All right, so I'm going to create $800 by Friday. It's going to be in my bank account on Friday, $800. Well, guess what? It will be. But I'm going to go and I'm going to take those steps to make sure that that $800 is there. So that's, writing it down. That is keeping myself in a state of positivity, action. So the only action that I'm really going to take here is that I'm going to make sure that my doorways for creation are open. And that means that I have enough things out there because we can sit at home and we can say, I'm going to make $800, $1,000, and I'm not going to do anything for it. But the reality is, yes, of course, a check could be delivered. A random check could be delivered. You could get a refund on something. Somebody could send you a Christmas check for something. All this different kinds of stuff. On a day-to-day basis, you have to have certain doorways for things to pop through. So you have to have those avenues, but then you have to also have a focus on what your goal is. Create your avenues. You prevent yourself from walking through any doubt doors that might pop up, because doubt doors will derail you every single time. Every single time you let doubt step in, you are going to go crashing and burning because your focus just went off of your target. Your happy feelings just went off of your target, and now you are supporting yourself with doubt, misery, depression, anger, frustration, worry, concern, all of these things versus where's my bliss? Where's my bliss? Well, you know what? My bliss is getting up and doing this conscious coffee with you guys every single morning. I've grown to absolutely love it. It charges me up. And I'm just like, yes, I have to go do conscious coffee. And, and then I'm going to go and take my walk and I'm going to watch the sunrise. I'm going to do this and I'm going to do that. And I get excited about life experiences that I am having on a day-to-day basis, which is keeping me in a state of joy, happiness, my body moving, energy moving through my body, keeping my heart open, working on a center here, because it really is good stuff to come to us, then it is about having that come from our heart space. And, what we sometimes believe we're thinking, we're not thinking. So we can say that we want this or that, but focus in on what you're really thinking, of how you're thinking, because the universe is going to target in on what your most powerful thought is. So if it is, I really need money. I use money because it's something that we have to have money to survive. There's nobody who wouldn't mind a bigger paycheck once we get way up there. But for the people watching me, so everybody wants a little bit more money, right? A little bit better cash flow. So I need money. So what is your thought? I don't have enough money. I don't have enough money. I need more money. I'm really stressed about this. I'm really stressed about that. Instead of the thought of, if you go into I need money, okay, yes, you need money. We all need money. I want money. Yes, I want money. When I said I'm going to create $800 by Friday, my feeling was, I saw the $800 come through. I'm like, okay, I'm going to create $800 by Friday, and I started thinking about, what is that worth to me? Where is that feeling? It was a feeling of joy. It was I'm creating, it is coming in, versus I need, I don't have. Be very, very cautious about if it's a need and don't have versus it's a coming thought, okay? Or it's already here. And if you can get into the already here state, all better. But sometimes you can't quite get into that. It's already here, so go with it's coming, you know? But I had a couple, let me see if I can find, I don't know if I even can find this. I made so many notes the other day. Yeah, well, anyways. The point is that people think about what they don't want, and that's why they're attracting it. Because the universe always matches what we are thinking and feeling. So that is truly, truly the point. The next little step to this is, becoming conscious of the power that you have. I was talking to a woman yesterday, and she was having some great awakenings about how, her thinking and the relationships. And I kind of touched on this the other day about, association. Association is everything. And it really is, because if we are with people who are thinking thoughts of scarcity, thoughts of fear, and that is all we're associating with, then what are we going to be thinking? What are we attaching to? What are we supporting in our own body, in our own thought process, in our own feeling process? So it really is about what is somebody else thinking. And we have to look at, and this is the tough part, this is where a lot of people go, fuck that, I don't really want success, I call it, that much. And it's because when you look at really truly successful people, the grounds of friendship and romance and even family start to decrease. So our pool of people in our life shrink down, and we no longer have this large circle of people. But here's the thing. You also have a large circle of influence that you can have. So the majority of people out there who are really big leaders and very successful only have a microscopic amount of people within their inner circle. Those are chosen people, and it is chosen on a frequency. And it's not that you're sitting there judging, like, okay, your frequency is at a 10, so you can be my friend, and your frequency is at a 7, you don't fit. No. Frequency is we match, right? So we attract where we're at, what we get. And you're going to notice, you start paying attention to the people in your lives. What is their life like? What is their financial picture like? What is their health like? What are their relationships like? Get where I'm going with this? Pay attention to what their lives are like. Now, our lives do a lot of different things, but we're talking about consistently across the board. Look at where they're at the majority of the time, okay? And then see, what do they have that I want? What do they have that, where can I see that in their life that's matching my life? Now, and really, really pay attention to it, because we do become like the people that we hang around the most, much like we become the thoughts and the feelings that we think the most. So influence from the people that we're around the most has a significant impact on the thoughts and the feelings that we have the most, is where that comes into. And that's what you really have to be consciously aware of. And you also have to be willing, if you want to increase your frequency, increase that vibration, and expand yourself out and really go get the things that you say that you want. You've got to be willing to allow separation, allow growth is what it is, because sometimes we all have free will. So if somebody does not want to grow, does not want to increase your frequency, you have to allow that relationship to move the way it needs to move. You can't pull dead weight with you, or else you're going to slow down your frequency, which means sometimes that you're going to see whole groups of friends shift, and all of a sudden your best friend is no longer your best friend. They are an acquaintance. All of a sudden you're not talking to your sister, your brother, about once every 3, 4, 5, 6 months. You know, you might really need to apply distance between you and your mother or your father, because they're just stuck in an old way of, you know, the only way you're going to make money or have success in life is to really get in with, just like hard work, hard work, hard work. And really, really pay attention. If you're dating and, you're out there and you keep dating the same personality, well, if you're not happy with the personality that you're dating, then you need to definitely look at yourself, because that personality is matching something inside of you, is matching a feeling or a thought inside of you. So if you keep dating a similar person in your life, there's certain things happening. It's you, it's not them. Okay? That's someone said something. Let me see. I always struggle with that concept, because everyone has moments of struggling more, and also I have a desire to reach down and also help people. And at the same time, I see truth and association and what you say. Thank you, Addison. So I can help you a little bit there. Just a thought that popped in while reading. Yeah, we all do struggle, and that is our growth, right? And that is why it's so important to keep our radars open as to what is coming to us, because what is coming to us tells us what our primary thoughts that we may not yet be conscious of are. So we're going to become more conscious of our thoughts, put awareness on them, and we struggle, yes, but the struggle, that is that conscious competence area, and kind of that blending of the unconscious, the unconscious, the conscious incompetence, and then the conscious competence. So we're kind of bouncing back and forth between those. But once you get consciously competent to a level, all of a sudden struggle goes down, because you will have shifted the programs in your head, those highways in your head. So you're going to start to react differently to things once you become consciously aware of how you're reacting and the results that you get. But as far as like a desire to reach down, I think that anybody who is, a person out there, I have a desire to reach down. I always want to help everybody. I always think the best of everybody. Really, really hurt me bad, and I'm going to come back with, oh, well, this is why this happened, and I'm going to give forgiveness relatively quickly and try to move through it forward and everything. And I will typically give that person plenty of shots to try again, try again, try again. In other words, increase your frequency, increase your frequency. But there is one thing that I have learned in time, and this I believe is the John Maxwell thing. I remember, I think it's either the 21 Principles of Leadership or maybe the Law of the Lid. Anyways, anybody who knows John Maxwell, he has some incredible books he wrote back in the 90s, early 2000s. It's all on leadership and the laws of leadership and success. And I love John Maxwell, but he talks about talking about frequency, even though he describes it in a different way. He's talking about this staircase, and that, as we move up, we slowly move up, so we might be a 3, and then we move to a 4, and then a 5. But the people that we want to be like, because we set our goal on somebody that is up higher, okay? So we set our goal on somebody that's like an 8, 9, and we're like, we're going to go up there, right? And then we wonder, why can't that person who's 8 or 9 on that 8 or 9 step, why won't they come down here and, let's go to coffee. I want to pick your mind. I want to rub shoulders with you. I want to do this. I want to do that, right? Well, occasionally that will happen. Those things do happen occasionally. Don't ever expect necessarily that it's going to be consistent. But that person who's on 8 or 9, and if we're on a 2 or 3, cannot come down in that frequency for a very long period of time frame, other than to like give you a handshake and say, "Hey, good luck with that." So touch base with me. They're going to be nice, but they're not going to want to go and hang out and go to the game with you and go play with you or have you over for dinner or go out for a glass of wine or something, because that energy, now your energy is low and it's going to start pulling them. So it's going to pull on their energy. And this is where then they would start struggling, okay? This is where the association rule and why we don't want to. You can be nice and you can help the masses and other people from a distance. But if you start to go and step down that ladder more than 3 steps, and what Maxwell talks about is that there's a 3-step rule. So if you're on step number 6, you can without too much drastic effect on your frequency, you can help people at step 5, 4, and 3. But the people at 2 and 9, they're too far down there. They have to actually figure out how to get up to step 3 for you to be able to have effect on them, for you to be able to really help them. And if they're not willing to step up to number 3, you're trying to drag around a corpse, and you're going to end up being a corpse yourself, because it will suck the life right out of you. As well as you're not going to be able to really truly associate, process, or really work on the relationships and the increase in energy more than 3 steps above you. And somebody 3 steps above you is as high as you can go to expect that leadership and that pull coming down. So the leaders that you can have that ultimate leader out there that's at a 10, 12 step, but that's that person you're going to see from a distance, and you're going to be able to hear their words, read their books, do this, do that. But you're not going to be able to go, let me talk to you about this, let's go have a powwow over coffee or tea or something, and I really just want that input. That's because they're so far out there. They're too high up on the staircase. So you've got to build yourself closer to them. Because if they try to come down from like a step 14 down to a step 6, they're going to crash and burn. And once you get into the frequencies, big time, you get very, very cautious as to how long you're spending with any person at one of the lower steps, because you'll feel a charge in your body, you'll feel something different. It's just not going to feel right to you anymore. And it's like, man, every time I get around that person, I end up with a headache, or I end up driving home in negative thought, or I end up just feeling fatigued in my shoulders or in my neck, or I feel clenched in my chest. And notice that I'm playing out the sensations and the thoughts. Those are all signs. If you've been around somebody that is too low of a frequency for you, you're going to feel that kind of stuff. Your body and your emotions and your thoughts will tell you too low of a frequency. Now, if you keep going consciously to that frequency, thinking that you're going to pull them up, that is your doing. You are undoing, because you're going to consistently be rubbing on that and pulling it into your energy field. And as long as you're pulling that into your energy field, into your emotional field, into your being, then you're going to suffer the consequences of struggle, suffering. So it really is, it really is about, allowing yourself to, and this is where that difficult phase of, association comes in, because sometimes that might mean that that's something really close in our life. And I know that I have been told by a few people that they're fearful that if they don't keep up with where I'm going, that I will drop them. And it's not that I will drop anybody. I have friends from when I was 14 still in my life. I just don't talk to them very much. I think about them. I love them from a distance, but because of where they're at, and I have not felt that energy pull to move back into close relationship with them, because they're struggling at a different level than where I'm at. They haven't moved up that staircase far enough. But there's every piece of me wishes that they would. Every single piece of me was, man, because I really would like to have my friend, because we have so many years of awesomeness together, and we had this and we had that, and there's these people that made such an important impact, such a valuable impact on my life, and my energy moved past them, I guess. And I see that they're going through this and they're going through that, and it's like, oh, and every time they reach out to me, my heart goes out to them, but I feel stress, I feel tension, I feel this is an feeling, but I still have love towards them. So pay attention to that, and I don't know if this is helping me, Addison, with the question or not, but I just wasn't really a question, it was a statement. I turned it into a question. But it really is about, association is going to be one of the biggest little glitches that you have to deal with, because it's the one that's going to get to your heart the most. It's going to bring up a lot of fear in you. And I can tell you that once you don't have to necessarily break the chains of any relationship. The relationship, if it is supposed to be, will remain. And all you have to do is stay focused in on your vibration and on doing the things that you really need to do to keep your frequency up. And the relationship itself that might cause you fear is going to actually move the way it needs to. But here's the thing: if you're blowing and going and you're having success and you're just like boom, 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 and all of a sudden you feel like, oh, I really need to call somebody, so you go ahead and call them. I'll give you an example. I noticed that over the last couple of years, I haven't done it the last like 18 months, but before that, my ex-husband and I would touch base with him on with the kids, and I would be, doing this and doing that, and I would go out and I'd have this phenomenal experience, just this, like, I am hanging from the chandeliers, bouncing all over the place, really, really joyous, really, really excited about stuff, and I would find myself in this state, and then he would pop into my mind, and I'd go, oh, I should call him, touch base, because now my vibration is so high and so strong that I can handle him. This was my logical process of making this phone call. And I would say, I now am strong enough that I can handle his low energy, because he's struggling, right? He really is struggling. He's like really is. But so I would say, okay, I'm going to call him now because I'm so high. I'm so charged. So I would call him, and within 10 minutes of the phone call, I would feel myself crashing like that. But I would try to be, I'm strong. I got this. I can hold it together. But I would crash. And after I got off the phone with him, after 10, 15, 20 minutes, I would just feel if in my gut and tension, and everything that I was so blissful about was gone. I gave it all to him. I basically just tapped myself out of all that beautiful, young energy and positivity and bliss that I was rolling around in and covered in. I gave away. And guess what? It left me depleted for a couple of days. And what my lesson there was is that I was using him as a self-sabotage tool, because I didn't know what to do with that high frequency. So I took that high frequency that I was in, that I could have turned around and gone and created absolutely incredible stuff with, and rode on for a few days or a week, and written articles and done videos and created this and created that, or just gone and had grown and had more laughter and more joy and all this stuff. I gave away in 10, 20 minutes to my ex-husband and left myself depleted. And that right there, folks, that is self-sabotage. So that was me sabotaging myself, because I was uncomfortable with the vibration vibration that I was at was almost too high in that moment. And now that I looked at that, oh shit, like I want what I have. That's what I want. That's where my goals are. I love that vibration. That's the vibration I want to be in all the time. So why was I self-sabotaging? I had to make the conscious decision to say, you know what, the next time that urge when I'm in that high comes up and I go, oh, I should call him. Don't call him. Don't call him. I had to get more committed to my energy, my frequency, my desires, my goals, things that I want in life, than I was to the idea of, well, maybe I should call him because maybe this is a message from the universe. Maybe I need to check in with him about this. Maybe I need to check in with him about maybe I should. Maybe he has something to tell me. Maybe he's got a positive. Yeah, all that bullshit. I had to realize that I had done it enough that the pattern was that I was always giving away all my energy to him. I depleted myself with self-sabotagement. We all have people like that in our life that become self-sabotage people for us. And it's not them. It's not their fault. It's our fault if we fall prey to making the call, to setting up the lunch, to texting them, to opening up that energy connection line. So look at anything like that. It's not just people. It can be certain things that we consistently do, and that might be some sort of, I refer to that as masking. So I was masking with my ex-husband. Some people mask with alcohol. Some people mask with marijuana. Some people mask with, watching TV, playing video games, taking naps, doing certain things. They feel really great, so they're going to, treat themselves to this. But they're strong enough they can handle it. Bullshit. No. Not you have to be way the hell up there, and even then, masking things and people that are at those low vibrations will pull your ass down really, really quick. You're going to be able to overcome it quicker. The stronger you get, the higher your vibration is, you'll be able to overcome it quicker. But why do you want to risk it? And why do you want to risk it? Is it truly worth it? Are your dreams, your desires worth losing all that beautiful, blissful, yummy, juicy, positive, manifesting energy for that person, that thing, that event, that low energy experience? Is it worth it? I will leave you on that note. Please feel free to share comments or your fuck you Kendals on here, or your, yeah, that was great, I aligned to that, whatever. Share, please. Please feel free to share this video. Help me get these conscious coffees out there. They're definitely becoming more popular, and that is awesome. I'm trying to make up my mind if I want to continue this into the new year or not. So help me by sharing it, and then get some feedback from people that are not on my coaching page as well. It'd be really, really nice. So I'm asking for you to bless me with a video share today of either this conscious coffee or one of the other ones, whatever is your favorite. If you would share that out on your page and ask people to watch it and like it, I would really, really appreciate that. That being a Christmas present maybe for me. Other than that, you can follow me at www.kendalwilliams.com and catch me tomorrow morning at 6 a.m. here with who knows what God's going to put in my mouth. So love you guys, and I will see you tomorrow. Bye.